we'll start with getting into our power rankings, and coming in at number 32, one of our two unanimous selections, the New York Football Jets.
Okay, the Jets are really bad at football. Do you agree?
I agree.
Do we do the same thing else?
No, we don't.
Is Sam Darnold bad at football?
Yes.
I think he's okay.
All
31.
right. 31, Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, interesting
Gardner
team.
Minshew.
I have him at 30.
What do you think, Jake Luton? I was intrigued that they chose 7th round pick Jake Luton over former 1st round pick Mike Glennon to be their starter, but apparently they just really don't want Mike Glennon.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know if Mike.
I guess if you're the Jaguars.
I just don't know if DiNucci's better than Lennon.
Than Jake Luton. I don't know. I feel like Ben DiNucci probably is.
I don't think so.
I don't know. He definitely is more mean. So.
It's true. I had Cowboys at 31, who's probably at 30.
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
And that is number 30, Dallas Cowboys. Lowest they've ever been.
It's been a really rough. Levi's finally off the Cowboy train. What?
I mean, I had him at 20 last week, so that
which
was
was
off.
no, that's not off.
This week, 26th. So.
Yeah, that's kind of appropriate. I have him at 31. I believe Seth had him at 30.
Yes, he did.
So yeah, I mean.
They need to fire their defensive coordinator.
No, Cowboys are not good.
That man is ridiculously bad.
I had Zeke and Prescott on my fantasy team, so it really sucks that now Zeke is not scoring any touchdowns and Prescott is injured. So my fantasy team is looking really bad, but so are the Cowboys.
Yeah, that is true. And just as bad as the Cowboys is the team that is at number 29, the Washington Football Team.
Yeah, they're bad.
Same record, 2-5. Their offense can't do a thing.
But they beat the
have a good
Cowboys.
defense.
They beat the Cowboys
Yeah.
though, and they still have a chance at the NFC East. So
Yeah.
that's. I do not think the Cowboys have a chance anymore. But I think that because the Washington Football Team actually beat
Yeah.
the Eagles and the Cowboys, so they have a
2-1
tiebreaker.
in that division.
Yeah, they have a
And
chance.
speaking of teams that could also win the NFC East,
Giants.
coming in at number 28 is the New York Giants.
And we're already done with all the NFC East teams. That's crazy.
Yeah, except for the Eagles, yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't
Three
have
in a-
Eagles yet.
It's almost like if you tiered this, right, you got the Jags and the Jets at the very bottom. They're like
Well,
the
then you have
trash
NFC
team.
East
And then you
teams.
got the NFC East.
Beside the Eagles, yeah.
Yeah, not much to say. The Giants.
Daniel Jones though is okay.
I was impressed by them. I don't think Daniel Jones is good. I think their defense is pretty good.
Yeah, but they put up 25 points on
23.
23 points on.
Yeah, no.
Bucks
Jones had
defense.
a really good drive. I'll say that.
Yeah,
that
he had a
last
game-winning drive. I actually think that he's better than I expected going into the league because drafted 6th overall and everyone thought he was sucked. He is kind of not the best, but he's not bad.
I do think that it'll be interesting to see because I don't think the Giants are getting a top 2 pick, but I think they're getting a top 5 pick. So the question then would be, do you move off of Jones because you're not going to get Trevor Lawrence probably at that point.
No,
You're not going to get whoever the best QB prospect is.
I think they should go for the NFC East personally. Just go for it.
Well, clearly they're not going for it because
Why not?
Today's the trade deadline and there's no moves by the Giants.
Yeah, but I still think they should go for it. Okay.
Obviously, they should go for it, but they're probably not going to win it.
And at 20, what are we at?
27, that was where the Atlanta Falcons came in.
The Falcons, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Todd Gurley at 27. I don't know what to say. Sometimes they look really good, and sometimes they look like the worst team in football.
Yeah.
It's kind of which Falcons you get. Some people had them as playoff contenders going into the year. I think most people have backed up that train. They were one non-touchdown score from Todd Gurley away from beating the Lions last week, and this week they finally got a win. Do they not?
Yeah, they did.
So
Beat
yeah.
the Panthers. I mean, the crazy thing is, the Falcons are.
They could have a winning record right now.
They are two blown wins against the Cowboys and Bears away, and then a blown lead against the Lions.
No, that was a blown win.
Yeah, if they had won those 3, they would be 5-3. Instead, we're talking about the 2-6 Atlanta Falcons.
And that's not crazy. They literally all they had to do is pick up the football in the Cowboys game. All they had to do is not get a touchdown in the Todd Gurley game against the Cowboys. And I don't know what happened. Lions. And what happened against the Bears?
Well, they benched Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles scored 3 touchdowns.
So yeah, that's not as bad. But literally two of the 3 games, it wasn't even a blow. It was just like it was a brain fart. Pick up the ball and don't score a touchdown. How hard is that?
Apparently
it's
really
really
hard for the Falcons.
I mean, put me out there. I won't score a touchdown.
Speaking of teams that make it hard to watch football, 26, the Panthers. It seems like all of their games have been really just ugly. Lots of mistakes.
And now Bridgewater's hurt.
Well, Bridgewater came back.
I'm pretty sure he's hurt.
No, he's not.
Well, we can look that
He literally came back into the game, so unless there's a new
okay.
development.
Well, he was hurt in the middle of the game.
Yeah, the thing about the Panthers is, I mean, had Teddy Bridgewater not missed, 2 drives in the third quarter, they could have easily won that game. Then they would be 4-3, and we'd be talking about playoff contenders.
The Panthers, we had them pretty high last week, actually.
Yeah, we had them at like 22 or something.
Yeah.
When they were 3-2, we had them in the lower teens.
Christian McCaffrey's gonna come back. It's gonna give him a boost, hopefully.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, it looks like Teddy Bridgewater got injured.
So yeah,
but
he got injured, but not really. So yeah.
Yeah, all right. Coming in at number 25, Houston Texans. I think they would be a lot lower besides the fact that they have Deshaun Watson. They didn't play this week, so not much to learn about there.
Yeah.
I wonder, has Will Fuller been moved yet?
Oh yeah, so trade deadline done. As of recording, trade deadline is today.
Yes.
And I don't know if any trades have gone through today yet.
It looks like there's a lot of people think he's going to the Packers, but
not anything official.
Nothing official. Nope, they have not worked out a deal. According to NFL.com, 3 hours ago, Ian Rappaport has reported that Will Fuller is staying with the Texans. All right, number 24, we got the Chargers.
Oh, that's heartbreaking because I really like the Chargers.
Yeah.
I really like Justin Herbert.
I really love the Broncos, so I thought that was a great game.
And I think I really want the Chargers to get a win because Justin Herbert has only had, for as good as he's been playing, he's had one win.
1-5, and it was against the Jaguars. So I don't know. I don't know, man. He might not be the future.
But Justin Herbert is playing pretty good. It's just frustrating that he can't close out the games. And I don't know if you want that type of quarterback. A quarterback that gets close and then, he reminds me a lot of like a Matt Ryan type player, pretty good, but he just doesn't get the wins,
And we'll see, maybe that's where he ends up in his
career. And that's partially to do with his defense and stuff, but you have to, wins and losses. That's the main stat, and he's getting a lot of L's right now, so, I don't know.
And speaking of players that remind me of Matt Ryan, another rookie quarterback's team comes in at number 23. That's the Bengals.
Bengals? I had Bengals at 20?
I had them
believe.
you had the Bengals at 20. I had them at 24. Seth had them at 26. So we were a little bit across the board there on the Bengals.
So I kind of brought them up here.
Yeah.
I love the Bengals just because I love Joe Burrow. And I don't know what else to say there. Joe Burrow... I mean, I know they lost Dunlap to the Seahawks.
It seems like they're not trying to win this year, which I get it. They're in a really good division, but I think next year they're going to be playoff contenders, definitely.
I don't know if they're going to be playoff contenders next year. I think they're on the right track. You have to remember, they're 1 year off the worst team in football, so...
Yeah, but honestly,
I don't think next year, but I think 2 years maybe.
When I look at the teams next year, the Browns... I don't know.
Yeah, but Steelers and Ravens are still going to be there.
Yeah, Steelers and Ravens, but I feel like, with that...
So you have them as a wild card?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't
or
like
close.
that.
Close.
I guess. I think I have them going like maybe 7-9 next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
have them going 7-9 this year.
And
6-9.
And let's talk about their win.
Yeah, Tennessee. Yeah,
I mean that's a huge win. Tennessee is a great football team.
Yeah.
Tennessee had a chance at beating the Steelers a week before that, and then the Bengals come out and destroy the Titans. So, I don't know. Bengals looking pretty good, especially against that game.
Yeah. And at number 22, it's another one of the cat teams. It's the Lions.
Yeah.
3-4.
Ryan Stafford got humble pie.
All three of us picked the Lions to beat the Colts.
They got humbled. They started to finally say, oh yeah, we're the Lions. We got a couple wins. We're our mojo. We have a chance of winning the division. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. The Colts looked way better in that game. It was 2 scores at the end of the day. And 3 scores. So, yeah, not close. Matt Stafford, I didn't really watch the game, to be honest. Matt Stafford, I don't know how good he looked, but based off the score, I bet he didn't look
Stafford
great.
had an alright day. The bigger story was that their defense allowed 41 against the Phillip Rivers and the Colts, who their offense hasn't been that spectacular this
year. I do think Phillip Rivers needs to get warmed up a little bit. I think he might be finally warmed up, or that could just be that they're really bad at defense.
Well, I mean, and that's the sad thing is because they have a defensive-minded head coach. They're supposed to be a defensive team. They just traded for a new defensive player, and they give up 41 points. So the Lions, they're out of it at this point. I mean, they're technically in it, but
I mean, it does help that the Packers lost, I guess, if they're like going for the division. But
at this point, that's what they have to be going for, right?
Yeah.
Because the wild card is just too crowded with. I mean, the Saints are in there for the wild card.
Cardinals,
the Cardinals,
Rams.
the Rams, the 49ers, maybe. But I mean, I guess if they can beat
the
Rams.
Bucks/Saints.
Yeah, like I said. And then, I don't know, the Rams do look kind of vulnerable, so maybe.
I mean,
And the Bears, though, as well, so.
the Dolphins came with a bye. We'll talk about that later,
Yeah.
but.
All right, number 21, New England Patriots. Yep, this is exactly where
Man,
I
I wanted the Patriots to do well. I really did, because I love Bill Belichick. I love, really smart coaches, but, he's not. I mean, it's not really Bill's fault. Cam Newton's had a chance to make a play and win a game like 3 different weeks, and every single time it's been a stop at the goal line, a fumble against the Bills.
How about the 49ers? Did he have a chance?
No, not the 49ers. He had 3 games, though, 3 games he had a chance to drive down the field.
Yeah, and the Broncos game with that pick, yeah.
Yeah, so if you put those 3 games as wins, they're looking pretty good, but Cam Newton has not gotten it done, and I think the Bills have finally clinched the division for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really see
Well,
a way
I don't
out.
know. The Dolphins could.
I guess. I don't see a way out. I think the Patriots have lost the division for the first time in a while.
Yeah, the Patriots
Put it that
have
way.
lost,
I
yeah.
don't really see a path in which they win, because they've now lost to the Bills.
Yeah, honestly, I think they should move over to Jarrett Stidham, just see what they have there, and then if he doesn't work out and you end up only winning 4 or 5 games, you draft a quarterback.
I say you give Cam Newton another start, and if he loses another one, because technically they're not out of it yet, because there's 5 losses?
Yeah, 2 and 5. I mean, that's pretty rough. Yeah, they could.
But I'm saying
could
if they win out, technically there's, obviously. So
they could afford 2 losses and make the playoffs. I just don't think that's reasonable, especially when you look at their schedule.
yeah, but let's say Cam Newton, you let him start again, he gets hot. Like, you would diminish all of that if you start Jarrett Stidham. I would give Cam Newton one more game. I don't know who they're playing next week.
Next week they play the Jets, so it will be a nice back on track game for them.
Yeah, I don't know, but this might also be a good game to start Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, who knows?
So
I haven't heard any news. So
I doubt they're gonna start Jarrett Stidham, but I feel like this would be a good game to, give Jarrett a little taste of the NFL. But they're probably not gonna do it.
And moving on to number 20, speaking of teams who should bench their quarterback, the Vikings.
Kirk Cousins.
Second in turnovers.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook though. That's the real story, in my opinion. 4 touchdowns, 260 something yards.
This is after missing the last game to an injury.
Yeah, I know. He's looking really good. Had my fantasy teams for 60 points.
Yeah. I feel like the Vikings, they're the best bad team, there's no chance anymore that they can make the playoffs, right?
Well, they could win.
They would have to go on an insane run. Their schedule looks like it's too hard for them to do that.
But they just beat the Packers. So,
Yeah.
And they almost beat us. So they can beat good teams.
They can.
They've shown it before.
Yeah, the problem is they have to go 7-2, and they still have games against. Let's see, they do have some easy games. I'll say that they get to play the Jaguars. They get to play they've already played the Tech. They've already played the Jaguars,
the
Bears, the Lions twice, right? So there's a chance that they can win
it's
some
technically
games,
doable. They needed this win
7-2 is difficult.
to have a chance. They needed to win, and they did win.
Yeah.
You have to give them that. So, yeah.
I mean, if they win again next week, maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll be talking about possibility, but I don't know. We'll see how the Vikings do.
Yeah. Seattle stand out.